Howdy folks, it's the Tall Turtle here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I almost got that out, but close enough. Today, long flight today. In fact, this is going to be split into two videos. We're going to do the weekly event, or live event. They call it different things, but it's the tour of Japan. It's actually been going on for 2 weeks, where we fly for about 2 hours, 45 minutes in this plane that I'm starting to enjoy, which we'll talk about once we're in it. So I'm starting here so you can see it. So if you're not familiar with the screen, if you don't have the simulator, this is where the weekly events are. Since I've purchased the sim myself, I've only missed one event, and that's because I was too busy doing other stuff and figuring things out. But I'm going to try to get to every event that comes up. So this time it's a tour of I almost said tour, I don't know what I said. Tour of Japan. Let's click on it, and here we are. So we're going from Nagasaki to Tokyo, Romeo Juliet Foxtrot uniform to Romeo Juliet Tall Turtle. And it says 242. It should take about that, maybe a little less, because I like to fly fast. If you want to read about it, you can pause the video and read the first and second half. We're on the King Air 350, and about 600 nautical miles, so we should get a few achievements along the way. Otherwise, everything is set, the aircraft is set, the flight conditions are set. It's just hit fly and let's get started. Alright, here's your fly over and where we're starting. It starts us on the runway, so let's go right there. Alright, so notice that the cutscene had us on the taxiway, hold short of the runway, but we're actually on the runway. So while everything is settling in here, I have my conditioners forward already and props forward already, a little bit of throttle just to keep it running. If you go to the menu, objectives are turned off, so there are no objectives for this. It also shows that active pause isn't available, but it still works on my yoke because I did a little bit of testing in this and I was able to active pause. Don't know why. Otherwise, let's see here. I'm finally getting used to this aircraft. I hated glass cockpits until I was forced to do them in this flight simulator, since most airplanes have glass cockpit. And if you're ready for this, I'm starting to really enjoy the G1000 and 3000. I'm starting to really enjoy the glass cockpits. I still miss the original gauges though, but they're only 2 or 3 airplanes. Well, I guess there's the Cubs, like 5 airplanes that have that. But otherwise, we're going to make good use of this during the flight. It's ready to go. I told you a few backstory things, so let's get down the throttle and get out of here. Alright, so flaps should be down 1 notch for takeoff, and they are. Everything else is forward. Parking brake, it's settled in my chair, and throttles goosed out max here. And not much to say really. It's just a weekly event, and like I said, I want to try to do as many as I can. So we're going to take off here, get autopilot set up and ready to go, and then we're just going to do some sightseeing, and then more sightseeing, and more sightseeing, and then I might talk a little bit in between. Otherwise, here we go. And it should take off in a moment here. The ground effect will make it feel like you can take off sooner than you should, so you gotta be careful. There we go. Upsy daisy, don't know why we're not straight, but whatever. And gear coming up, and we'll wait a little bit here before we bring the flaps in. There we go, and we'll engage autopilot right away. So we'll do flight director. Let's actually get positive rate first, or else it's going to screw us up. Let's put an altitude in there too, just because. Let's go all the way up to 10,000 feet. Whoa, what's that say? I can't see that far.
Beechcraft 105, continue for north departure.
Is this it? Is that us? I think that's us. Yep, acknowledge. Alright, I can't see that far, and we gotta bring this back. Like, too many things at once. Let's get that stupid tool tip out of the way, bring back throttles, because we're in the red. I can't see our altitude. We want to be 10,000 there. My eyes are old. 10,000, oh, what? It's jumping around on me here. 10,000, good grief. Alright, autopilot set to nav. What does that say? Yaw damper is off, yaw damper is on. It's going to line us back up again, and we're going to do vertical speed of 800. Nope, what? I can't see that far. What is it? 700? 800. Sorry, did they say something? Yes, they did. Two things at once. Okay, engines. in the green. Autopilot, FMS, if you want to see what it is, it's coupled to FMS. So that's the flight management system. So autopilot, yaw damper, tied to the pink line basically, the flight management. Vertical speed 800 feet per minute, Alt select 10,000 feet. Engines in the green, we are good to go. That is all there is to it. When we get to 10,000 feet, we need to simply bring back throttle so we don't overspeed. So that's it. The autopilot will take us all the way to the airport. It's that simple, which is one reason why I really enjoy the old aircraft and the old gauges and slant alpha, because you have to do everything all the time. Here we literally don't need to do anything now, unless we have an altitude change by ATC and bring back throttles at cruise, and it's not working. This is the other problem. If there's a bug, then this happens. See that? So now we have to step out of the real world here. Now it's gonna go. Now it's gonna go. Why is it? I was gonna change over to heading, but it might work. Let's just let it go a second, see what happens. So anyway, what I was saying was, if this were to work without bugs, we literally are set until we get to our destination, except altitude changes by ATC or rerouting because of ATC. And then we just bring back throttles at 10 grand, so we don't overspeed. That's it. We're done. We can let this run for 3 hours now and come back and get the achievement, pretty much. Which is why I prefer the old stuff where you have to constantly be engaged with your aircraft. Of course, in real life, you're still constantly engaged when you're on autopilot and FMS and stuff, but we could just walk away because it's a simulator and come back in a couple hours. That being said, I am still really enjoying the glass cockpit because of all the information it gives you and the map. Mainly I like having a map with where we are. Now there's the VFR map, but it's not as feature rich or saturated as this is. But someday I would like to do slant alpha flying with this. You have to pull up your nav radios, which I have a hard time finding because they're slightly different in each aircraft. But you pull up your nav radio, and then here you can do nav 1, nav 2, whatever, the ADF, and then you can do your slant alpha flying this way. For right now, let's set it to GPS. I think that's what we want, right? GPS, and then it'll give us our distance, like our DME, to the next waypoint, which is over here where the line changes. Otherwise, I'm trying to hurry through this. We can get to some sightseeing because this flight's supposed to be all sightseeing. So we're all set. If there are no bugs in the aircraft, we can just let this run now, and it'll just bring back a little bit of throttle at cruise, and that's it. So sightseeing now for the next, I don't know, couple hours, I guess, and I will see you somewhere along the way to comment about something, I guess. jumping back in, and yep, all of our crap got screwed up. So not only does this turn off, but all the autopilot stuff turns off, and it's just an annoying disaster. So we need to reset it all again. So what are we doing here? We're doing autopilot, flight director, autopilot, yaw damper, nav, and vertical speed down, right, to get back to 10,000. Alt select is there. Yaw damper. Why does it keep doing that? You see me hit it, right? There. Okay. So we're back on track. I think FMS. This says use FMS, and FMS is tied to CTI. So we're going to use basically this thing is what that means, right? GPS, flight management system. Autopilot yaw damper vertical speed is 200 feet per minute because it's leveling off for the altitude at 10,000. Ooh, utilize, I just got an achievement. Look, mod, no hands. Utilize autopilot for a total of 600 miles. Good, got an achievement. You can't see it when it records, but it's there. So, we're still going along, still chugging along. We're going to go down to 10,000 feet here in a little bit, I guess. And everything is set. So strange. I'm glad he hopped in to see that was wrong, or else it would have been like crashed. Because what will happen is it'll nose up, you'll stall and crash while you're sightseeing. I was doing like an hour of sightseeing or 45 minutes of sightseeing, so I'm glad that I caught that. All right. Anyway, hour and 16 minutes in the flight, so about halfway, not quite halfway. I gotta be careful of my speed here. It's gonna overspeed, so let's bring back throttles a little bit. Actually, that'll slow down when the level's off because we're descending. So let's leave throttles where they are, I guess. Otherwise, that is it. I think we're back on track. Pretty hokey, scary stuff here. I've just been enjoying the sights like this. I've just been flying the drone around, looking at everything. It's gorgeous. Again, at this altitude, I think I actually prefer X-Plane. I know I might be crazy saying that, but I don't know. I mean, there's some things that are really good, like that river. Look at that river. You're not going to get that in X-Plane. But there are other scenes that are better at this altitude. So I don't know. For IFR stuff like this, because we are flying IFR even though we're looking around. For FMS stuff, IFR stuff, I think X-Plane is better. For GA, sightseeing, obviously this one's better, I guess. Look at those golf courses. Golf courses on top of mountains. Some of those might be ski runs, but anyway, so that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to split the video up here. I don't know how long this is edited down, so if it's really short or really long, I apologize. But anyway, that's going to do it for us for this video. I'm turned off again. What's going on? I'm going to reset that, and then I will see you in the next part.